How do you graph y equals to x plus 2 whole thing squared negative 3? Now, in order to draw this quadratic function, since it's actually in the vertex form, we can directly get what vertex for this function is. So when I have, for instance, when I have a function looking like y equals to ax negative p squared plus q, the vertex point is going to be p comma q. So p is going to be negative 2 for this, and q is going to be negative 3 for this case. So let's draw xy coordinate graph first. So this is x-axis and that was y-axis. So x-axis here and y-axis here. Now, since the vertex point was negative 2 comma negative 3, negative 2 here, negative 3 here, so the vertex point is going to be here. Now, since we have got what the vertex point is, now one thing we need to also get is the x cutting point and y cutting point for this quadratic parabola in order to draw it much more precisely. So let's get the x cutting point. Let's just write like that simply. So in order to get what x cutting point is, we need to substitute y as 0 and solve x, and that will be the x cutting point. So when I substitute x as 0, it will become x plus 2 squared negative 3 will become 0. Now, since it's on the squared form, we can actually just put negative 3 into the right hand side of this equation, and we can actually put square root on both sides of this equation, so it'll become x plus 2 will become plus minus root 3, therefore x will become negative 2 plus minus root 3. Now since we know root 3 is about 1.732, I'm going to round it about to 1 decimal point, so it'll become 1.7, so negative 2 plus minus 1.7. So the first case is when negative 2 positive 1.7, and second case is when it's minus, so it'll become negative 2 minus 1.7. So for the first case, it will become negative 0.3, and second case will become negative 3.7. Now, negative 0.3, let's say is about here, negative 3.7, let's say is about here. Now, we finally need to get what y cutting point is. So in order to get y cutting point, we need to substitute x as 0 for this case. So when x is 0, let's substitute them in. So it'll become 0 plus, I will just write down here, 0 plus 2 squared negative 3 is going to be y. Now 2 squared is 4, 4 negative 3 is 1, since therefore y cutting point is going to be 1, so this is going to be the y cutting point. Now let me erase this since it's actually blocking us to graph the quadratic function. So I'll erase this, and then now let's actually connect those 3 dots here and here, actually 4 dots including the vertex as well. So this point, this point, this point, and this point, and now let's connect those 4 points and let's draw this quadratic function. So it'll look like this. And that is how this y equals to x plus 2 squared negative 3 graph is looking like.